Hello, Loveland. I'm Mike Meldon, and this is your Heart of Loveland podcast, brought to you by Gina Dubell-Smith, EXP Realty, and Stone Pillars Farm. Now you hear a new backing track I'm pretty excited about right now, and I'll explain that in a couple seconds. Or I'll go into who it is and how lucky we are to have this awesome backing track. But I wanted to differentiate this podcast, as I've talked about a couple times, and we've written articles about on Loveland Daily News, from Loveland Daily News Weekly podcast, which is called the Loveland Weekly Update with Ryan Kulik. And that'll have different hosts here and there, but Ryan right now is taking that on. And that is the one that is going to give you real updates, the news, what's going on in Loveland that week, what are people talking about, and have some interviews there where, it might be controversial subjects and get into the nitty-gritty of the conversations that are going around in Loveland. And I wanted to keep this podcast what it's been for years, which is primarily the good news of Loveland, the heart of Loveland, of what makes this community awesome and great, and stay a little bit more on the positive side. Now, here and there, we may get into some issues, but overall, that's kind of what I want this one to be. And so, adding the new lead-in song is part of that. And I've been using this song for a while on different posts and this and that. It was written by Charles Wright, and it was redone here in Loveland. The song is called Loveland, and it was composed by a man named Don Trotter. But it was redone here live in Loveland, and you can get the album. I got the album down at Plaid Records, and it was actually performed live there. Really cool story. An amazing album by the Delvon Lemar organ trio. And I'm really appreciative for Colemine Records right here, locally owned and operated, for letting me use this track as my lead-in and going out track. And you'll hear an interview about all this in the coming weeks, hopefully next week, where I'm meeting with Terry from Colemine Records and Plaid Room Records to discuss who they are and how they got started and talk about all this stuff with this album also. So I want to thank them for allowing me to use this track. It's a cool song. Like I said, I have it here in my home. I've been listening to it on my record player for a while now, and to be able to have the rights to it is really cool. But today, you get to hear my interview with Loveland City Schools Superintendent Mike Broadwater. Mike sat down with me at Nisbet Park about a week ago, and we got to learn a little bit more about him, what brought him to Loveland, his ideas on what makes a great school, and his outlook on the coming school year. So we had a great conversation. One thing I let Mike know, I said, you've really made an impact here. As a school teacher, I really can see the work he's done, and everybody can, but I can see the little intricate details of what he's done to bring the community in, buy in, the staff. I think it's really amazing. But I gave him an example, was when I told my son Cormac, who is going to be a freshman at the high school, that I was going to interview Mr. Broadwater. Cormac said, "Tell him I said hi." And I just thought that was really a cool thing, because as a teacher, I know Mike probably does not know who my son is, but the idea that my son felt that the superintendent knew who he was, and maybe does, right? And to feel that connection, and to say, hey, tell him I said hi, that he likes this guy. He knows who he is. I would challenge most kids in other school districts to name their superintendent. And I don't know if they'd all be able to do that. And it says a lot about him, our schools, and our community. So we have a really great conversation. I hope you enjoy. And I hope you enjoy our new lead-in song, Loveland. and it's performed by the Delvon Lemar Organ Trio.
Hello, my name is Mike Broadwater. I'm the proud superintendent at Loveland City Schools.
All right, and so where'd you grow up, Mike?
So I grew up in Canton, Ohio, where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is.
Wow, okay.
And so Northeast Ohio, where the weather up there is much worse than down here. And grew up a Browns, Indians, Cavs fan, and then went to Ohio State, majored in math and physics, computer science.
Okay.
And after that, really enjoyed Ohio State. I'm a big Buckeye fan.
What year did you graduate from Ohio State?
86.
86, okay.
Make sure I got that. Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, 1986. And so then back in the day, you didn't have computers or cell phones or anything like that. So I put a resume and filled out an application for every school district in the state of Ohio and had a lot of interviews.
No Common App?
No Common App. No, it was a lot of work. You actually had to put
Every
stamps
place.
on
Every
envelopes.
place, yep.
Yeah, and so I got a lot of interviews. Math at the time, people needed math teachers, and computer science was just starting to start up a little bit. And so I ended up landing in North Royalton School District, which is a southwest suburb of Cleveland.
Okay.
And loved my time at North Royalton. I was there for 24 years.
Wow, okay.
Taught high school math, computer science for how long? 14 years. And then I was a dean of discipline for a year. I was the varsity basketball and football coach, and I was the big guy with the deep voice. So they
Varsity football and basketball?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
I loved it. I never. If you would have told me I would never be coaching again, I would say you're crazy. I loved it. But as you get older and have your own children, then life moves in a different direction. But I loved it. So I did 14 years, then 1 year as a dean of discipline, where really was kind of keeping an eye on the kids at the high school and making sure the culture was good and doing what we needed to do. And then after that, they asked me to roll into an assistant principal position there. We were growing. It is actually a similar district from the state of Ohio's perspective to Loveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the state of Ohio, there's 608 school districts, public school districts, and the state of Ohio will categorize, they'll group 10 school districts that they say are like demographically and a lot of different things, and Loveland and North Royalton are there, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, so I guess I got to type, but so it reminds me of Loveland a lot. I never thought I would leave there. My wife wanted to move to Cincinnati. She went to Miami, UC. She's from Northeast Ohio, Youngstown. Oh, okay. And unfortunately, she's a Steelers fan, but that's okay. So we.
What a dynamic here in town, huh?
Yeah. And we root for. I like rooting for the Bengals unless they're playing the Browns.
Yeah.
But so then I took a job as assistant principal at Lakota East High School for a year.
Okay.
And then took the principal job down at Anderson High School in Forest Hills. Did that for 3 years. Then they moved me into an assistant superintendent role there that was 7 years.
At Forest Hills?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Great school district.
Yeah.
And I'll give you another silly fact is it's also in that group of 10 of similar districts.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
So then got obviously getting towards the end of my career, and that was year 34 at Forest Hills. Applied here at Loveland because it just seemed like a very good fit for me, and was lucky enough to get the superintendent position here.
What year was that?
That was 21. Yeah,
Gotcha.
2021.
Wow. It's odd to think of a time without Mr. Broadwater. I'll be honest. If I had to guess, I would, because it just seemed. So you weren't here with the COVID.
I was on the back end.
Back end.
So, yeah. So 21's when we thought it was gone. It came back.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. When I took the job, there was no COVID.
Right.
And then it came back.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I think we managed that as well as you can
did
possibly.
Great.
I
agree.
appreciate it. Yeah. It's you're trying to do the best for kids and keep them safe, but also keep them in school. And there was a balance, and it was a tough time, but the community did great. They did great. Yeah.
So now you're here. What does the job entail?
I think the job entails, number one, when I got here, and I would say I think my skill set as a school administrator probably fits the superintendent role maybe better than the assistant superintendent role, just because I really enjoy getting to know people, getting out, meeting people. I think it's, you might say, well, the school doesn't need to be a political part of the community, but it really is. I mean, we are part of the community, and if you want to know what's extremely special, and you know you've been in schools too, what's special about Loveland is this community is tied to this school.
Yes.
And this school is tied to this community. So as the school goes, the community goes, and vice versa. And so I think it's important. When I got here, I heard a lot about trust and transparency, and so just getting people to know they can trust the decisions we're going to make are going to mirror what the community would want, which is, I think the community is very fiscally conservative, but also has high expectations academically, and so that's a fine line to
making that work.
Yeah, and I think we've done a really good job.
Superb.
Yeah. So, but in terms of getting to know the community, we did a lot. Andrew Setters, my director of communications, did a great job of just getting us out into the community, doing coffees. We did a lot of talks in driveways, any community organization, and we still do that if people want us to come out and talk. But really just getting to know people, and now I just feel very connected to the community. Mayor Bailey and I have a great relationship. I love Kathy.
Very important.
Yes, it is. And David Kennedy here. We do a lot. Just the little thing, we put flags up at the end of the school year for our seniors in the Loveland flags, and we wouldn't have been able to do that if the city and Sims Township worked with us to put those up for us, and we're going to do it again for the homecoming parade. And just, it's a good example of why it's important that you get along with the city.
Those little things mean so much. People, when you see it, you feel it, you know what I mean? And I think people that don't do it kind of take it for granted, but when you do that, and I shouldn't say a little thing, because it's a big thing. Like you said, you had to work with all them, but that gesture.
Yeah. Well, and when I got here, I joined the CC Collins has been great for the Little Miami River
Chamber Alliance.
Got it. But she's been fantastic, and Meredith Taylor, and really getting to know a lot of the business individuals is important. And it's just been a really good relationship with everybody, and you work at it, and you want to be respectful. We've done some. We just purchased the Boyke property at the high school, and that was working with the city.
And that's becoming extra parking. Is that what it's becoming?
Yeah, we've got in the front there, Mike. We have parking. I think it's going to be about 90 to 100 extra spaces. What I really wanted is to make sure we have sophomores as they get older in their 10th grade year. They start driving. They were parking at Phillips.
Yes.
Not a huge fan of the kids crossing Rich Road there. So as kids turn 16 and can start driving as sophomores, we've got a spot.
It's safe.
And if you go, there are some weekends where if we have performing arts and
track
sports.
meets. Oh yeah, heck yeah.
One in the spring got us. Yeah, it was pretty full. So any additional parking is good. And but then we also have the field. In the middle will continue to be youth soccer uses it, and in the back the youth football. We're working with them to make sure they're still going to use that football field back there for the kids.
Everybody's now. I know it was a little bit of a rough transition. Some people weren't sure how things were going to go, but it seems to be everybody's.
We're getting there. It's just changed, and we want what's best for our kids, and we'll land where that is. And I think that means I think a lot of people here in Loveland love. For good reason, they love the tradition of that because it's kind of unique. Other youth footballs I've dealt with in other districts usually are playing somewhere else, like on a turf. They don't have their own field like that. So it is unique, and we want to make sure we maintain that. But we, as a school district, we have to meet different criteria, right?
100%.
We've got to meet OSHA and security and liability and all that good stuff. So we're just working through that. But at the end of the day, it'll be same old, same old.
Good. So coming on the new school year, you guys are, you really don't get a break like us teachers do, but anything stand out about this year coming? Any changes, or is it?
Well, biggest thing, number one, I would say we had a great year last year. We're looking forward to the report card coming out. We're going to end up ranking really, really high again. Good. And if not getting a perfect, we'll be right there, and so I'm really proud of that.
That's the thing. When you live in, a lot of people move here because of the schools,
right?
But when you guys are getting the report, almost people, I hate to say take it for granted again.
Yeah.
But my goodness, as somebody that works in the district, that works really hard to get there, and it's not freaking not even close. You know, you guys are doing something that is really, really hard to achieve. And I just want people to recognize, I think people do. I think they really do, but it's almost like now an expectation.
Which is good. We're okay with that, but I appreciate you saying that. We're very proud of it. And it is, first and foremost, it's parents sending their students to school ready to learn. It's the parents supporting us. It's the parents supporting the teachers. We have an unbelievable teaching staff, very veteran. We had 27 teachers retire this past year because of the changes to STRS. And so we've got a great new group of staff coming in, and we're lucky at Loveland because people want to be here. We get to hire the best of the best. But the report card, the bus drivers getting the kids to school, the cafeteria workers getting them fed, the technology people making sure when we're taking their tests that the technology's up, and then people forget at central office, you've got to report all that, and you got to report it properly. And so
and you guys, I think what's really cool too, is everybody feels like, and they are, a meaningful member of a team, a group that, and you guys are all working for the same goal and get
100%.
along. It's a really cool community. I'll tell you, as a teacher, and you know, for those of you out there listening that don't know, if you've been teaching in a district for a long time, you can't leave. I can't leave. As much as I went to Oak Hills, I grew up on the west side of town. I love it. I love it there. Would I love to teach at a school like here, Loveland, local? Yes, but you're locked in after so much time. Otherwise, I'd be not looking. You know.
Yeah, 100%. But people don't understand. They don't understand how it works, and that's where having veteran teachers is extremely important. Having veteran teachers having veteran teachers that feel appreciated because they are appreciated is important, because just like my history I gave you, I moved down from Cleveland from North Royalton to Lakota. If I was in the classroom for 14 years, Mike, I'd be at North Royalton, because you can't, to your point, you can't leave. And so being an administrator has afforded me that opportunity. You lose a little bit of security in some ways, but teachers, to me, my biggest job, when you ask about what's the biggest job, is making sure my teachers have what they need, feel supported, don't have a lot of white noise in the classroom. That's my job, is to try and answer some questions. And really, Andrew, our Director of Communications, we work really hard to put out as much great information about what's going on in the classrooms as we possibly can. We put out any good letters we get about teachers, we want to put that out. Teaching is
You guys have done it all summer. I mean, I love that. You guys are posting teachers in the summer where, you know, some people almost feel like other districts I'll see here, it happens maybe in the school year, maybe not at a lot of districts, but you guys there's teacher posts, I don't know, maybe once a week, you know, that's amazing. And it doesn't just happen.
It's Andrew's really good at it, and we love.
We'll get Andrew on on one of these episodes.
There you go. Yeah, he's got a better voice than me.
No.
I've got the face for radio. But I think if you look at what's important in a school district, superintendents come and go. You know, I don't want to, but every now and then. But teachers are there. That's who's driving the culture and making sure they know how important they are. And I love the fact that our community, we're going to put out a link where. And our community's done a great job. Let us know what teachers are doing so that we can sing their praises, so they understand just how important they are. And every day teaching, I'm teaching 14 years. When you walk into the classroom, whether you're having a bad day or not, you better be ready to rock, because the kids are going to tell you if you're not.
You know, I love it too. One of the things is, you know, a lot of my friends will be like, well, just put on a movie. Do you understand? I work harder, or just as hard, when I put on a video, because my attention doesn't just to go away. I got to make sure kids aren't doing the other stuff or whatever, and you know, and then my principal walks in. I better have something where they better be paying attention. So it never, people don't understand that. There's not a day off.
No.
There's not a day to take it easy or turn off. Your energy is on, like you said. You got to be ready, no matter what's going on in your life, to go. And when you guys create an atmosphere that fosters that and helps them get through that, that's a lot.
I love the fact that you understand the importance of it. That's to me, that's the biggest. Outside of me being visible in the community and making sure we're a good partner in the community, it's making sure my staff knows that's the work that's getting done. And I teaching for 14 years, I never wanted, I did high school math and computer, I never wanted the same prep all 5 or 6 periods because it drove me nuts because I wanted something different.
Yeah, you got to mix it up.
You got it. I had, because
those poor kids that have to hear you the 5th time you do it,
right?
They get a note version of it.
Yep. It was by the 5th class of my pre-calc when they asked what the value of pi was. I could 3.1415926. We can because you've done it all day.
You've done it all day, and you're just like, all right, and we're going to end 5 minutes early today.
right. Yeah. Now, so just recognizing that teaching, I think it's the greatest profession in the world. My career has been nothing but a blessing, but it is hard work, and it going through all the retirement parties. If you're in education, realize you're not just a teacher from 8 to 4 or whatever it is. You're a teacher all the time.
That's
especially
awesome.
A lot of our staff lives in the community, so when they go to Kroger, they're not, they're not Carol, they're Mrs. So and so, and so. But that's the beauty of it too, if you enjoy that.
All right. So, what do people got to know about? What else do people got to know about the school year or anything about you? Yeah.
No, the biggest thing I would say is back in 23. When I got here 5 years ago, the district had not passed a levy in about 10 years. So we went for the smallest levy we could to continue just doing what we're doing. And the community was awesome and passed it in May of 23. We said it would last 3 years, so that'd be May of 26. We're going to make it last 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And so when you talk about trust and transparency, I think it's very important that they should be able to trust, what we're saying is what we're going to do. And barring something from the state of Ohio changing, which you never know about that. But so this coming year, we'll have some conversations. We've got a community advisory team put together where people could in the community can participate if they signed up, and just talk about what's the future look finance-wise. What I believe this community has told me is they really like their schools, they love their schools, they want to support their schools, they want it done in a conservative manner. And so for us, we'll take a look. John Espy, our treasurer, myself.
Shout out to John Espy.
Yep, John does a great job. And but we're looking at if there is a levy, it's probably going to be next year, whether it's May or November, depending what the board, it's up to the board decision. But the biggest goal would be to make it less than what it was last time, and to make it last just as long. And we've done a really good job of, if you look at school districts and finance, the biggest part of the budget is people.
Salaries.
It's salaries and benefits. And so about 90% of our budget is people. And so when people say, well, you might have to cut back on this or that, there's only so many Post-it notes we use. It's people. And so making sure that we monitor our staff when we put out an FTE chart, a full-time equivalent, how many, and we have not increased over the 5 years I've been here. We've monitored it. We put it out every month at a board meeting where the staffing is. Our staffing, as far as class sizes, which is very important, we keep an eye on, and the class sizes are really, really good. Really good.
What are they around?
So we have a goal. At our kindergarten, we try and keep it around 19 or 20, because kindergarten, if you've ever taught kindergarten.
No, thank you. But yes.
And then as you go up, we try and stay in the low 20s in the elementaries. Then as you get to middle school, mid 20s, and then high school, you can go
cap of 30 or 35.
We don't want anything lower than 15 for the most part, unless we're getting into AP or something like that. But as a superintendent, as somebody who did HR, human resources in my prior district, I would consider myself very involved. I feel like I know the staff really, really well. We have our class sizes, I think the staff would say, are good. I don't feel like we have 30 kids sitting in a third grade classroom. So studies will show classroom size may not matter as much as people think. I would argue as a classroom teacher, it does matter.
It does matter.
It does
yes,
matter.
It does.
Because you can't measure on data, you can't measure classroom behaviors.
No.
And so being able to manage behaviors at the kindergarten level, going from 19 kiddos to 22, 3 extra kindergarten, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. And so we do monitor it. But looking this school year, just continue our learning pathways. We have a strategic vision now we developed last year, so just continue to increase kids' accessibility, students' accessibility to interest in terms of career-based, and we're looking at maybe starting a portfolio so that if they start in the 8th grade and we start developing resumes and references, by the time they become seniors, Mike,
Great idea.
we've got it set. And I've got, what I failed to mention about myself is my lovely wife and I have five of our own children.
Nice.
All 5 are out of college now, and we value education. Obviously, she's the director of marketing for Christ College, so she's in education as well. And so we value education, and it's not only just, it's not just the book smarts, it's the interactions, the social skills, soft skills.
Oh man, I've been pushing that. Yeah, because
Yep.
it's something sometimes we forget about.
Yep.
My
And I
goodness.
think if you look at Loveland, Mike, our teachers have done a fantastic job of having our students present in front of people.
Good.
If you look at our students when they present at our board meetings, when you look
Oh,
at
yeah.
the graduation speeches are unbelievable. We have interview days at the middle school. The students have a lot of opportunities, and I would say they have more opportunities to speak in front of people than I did when I was in school, because it wasn't really.
It means a lot.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It needs to be highlighted. It needs to be part of a culture, right? And if it's not, it kind of falls behind because of our society today. It is so almost introverted. Let me get on my phone. Let me go my email.
Right.
People don't call each other, which I'm bad at too. I like to text. But my major at Bowling Green was communications, interpersonal communications. Up in front, got to get in front of people. Got to talk to people. And if you don't make that a focus, I think it does get lost in a lot of places. So I appreciate you guys doing that too. My son interviewed for a job at that career day, and he was so excited because he got hired.
Oh,
you know
good.
what I mean? Yeah.
Good.
And then my daughter, she spoke in front of the school board.
Yeah,
You know,
I
so
remember that.
they
Yeah.
are. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
It means it makes a big difference. So I
It does.
appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. I think the state of Ohio with the cell phone bill, the state of Ohio, sometimes they'll come up with things we don't really like.
Yeah.
But we were moving that direction. We'd already moved that direction in our middle school. We were headed that way in the high school. So I think it was actually helpful that it had a little meat on the bones from the state of Ohio. And our teachers said that, at the end of the class, like you were saying, the last few minutes when you're done with the lesson, the kids are actually talking to each other and they're interacting. If you go to the cafeteria,
My daughter loves it.
Yeah,
She
they're playing
actually
board
said,
games.
I actually like not being
Yep.
able to take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look, I'm curious, and I've got a 22-year-old daughter who's just graduated college, and I would say her social media footprint is not
No.
big.
It's
It
going down
seems
a
like
little
it's it seems
It
like
is.
it is. I hope they're not going to Snapchat where you can't see what's
Right,
going
right.
on. But I really feel like it's not the forbidden fruit or the new candy that it used to be, and
I agree.
I hope it's
I agree.
subsiding.
It was such a big, all of society got hit with it at once. It was new to everybody,
Yep.
and I think it's starting to lose its luster. People are seeing the dangers of it
Right,
also,
right,
and learning
right.
from the mishaps of others.
Yep, yep.
But yeah.
And our kids are pretty sharp. We have a lot of programs that talk about them, but kids are kids, and kids are going to make mistakes, and you try and teach them from the mistakes, not be too rough on them.
Nope.
And maybe the third time you got to get after them a little bit,
Yes.
but you want to teach them, and that's what we're here for. So I think the technology piece is moving in a pretty good direction. For the school year, I'll be starting year 40, believe it or not.
Nice, congrats.
And thanks. Yeah, and I always say I think the beauty of education is come May, we're all probably ready for a little respite, and you really are, you're living in a family bubble for 9 months. If you've not been a part of education, that's a family.
Yeah.
And so come May, you're ready for a little break. But the beauty is, by about August, I still get chomping at the bit to get
I'm
get
chomping
started.
now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Because I think too, you like that schedule. At least I do, and I think a lot of teachers are the same way. Is where you like the freedom for a little bit, and now it's like, all right, I'm ready to get up and have my scheduled day, what I'm used
Yep.
to doing and seeing
Yep.
everybody, and so I wouldn't say I want to go back tomorrow, but I'm ready when we're ready.
Yeah, it's the piece that I love to be a high school principal. I love teaching math and so forth. The part of the schedule, to your point, I loved was you knew your day.
Yes.
And you actually, I always say this, as a teacher, I had more control of my day than I do now as a superintendent.
Yeah.
And,
as a superintendent, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because and there's some days
Are you
where
just getting pulled?
yeah, well, yeah, you're just there every day. You walk in, and that's the fun part of the job. You walk in, and there's something good, bad, or indifferent, but it's something new that you get in. And I love the fact that I really didn't rush into being a superintendent. My goal wasn't to be a superintendent, but after 34 years, and I learned a lot, and I just felt like, I'm probably ready to where you can make some decisions that you've seen things before, and you realize what's a big deal, what's not a big deal. And I think if you've been in the school a long time, Mike, you realize sometimes what may seem like a small thing really is a big deal. When the copying machine hasn't been working for 2 days, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. If the technology's going down at 1 o'clock every day, it's a big deal. Whereas some of the things that might appear big are not affecting the teachers in the classroom.
Yeah, you've seen all. So
Yeah.
you were made to be a superintendent. Right?
Well, yeah, only took 34 years.
But that's what I think. If it didn't, you might not be the same. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
Well, the new school year, the 26-27, we're fired up. We've got a lot of good things going on. Like I said, the learning pathways, we're ready to go through with that and see what that means for kids. We've got our superintendent's cohort, hearing from them what they have to say, and just really taking a look at the world's been changing a lot. Where do the kids want to go? How do we want to take care of our students? I'm excited. We have a lot of new staff coming in. I love that. I hate losing the veterans because that's how you make the meat and potatoes, and they are phenomenal, but I also love to see them getting their reward for a job well done. Yep. And so bringing in all of the new staff, making sure they become a part of the Loveland culture, we're going to work on that and make sure they understand what that means. And we always talk about care, respect, responsibility. That's not just towards the students, it's towards each other, and being respectful and just doing your job and enjoy it. I always say what we do in education is way too important to not have fun doing it. You better have fun, you better enjoy it, because the kids see it. They see if mom and dad aren't getting along, they don't like it. And so as a staff, you may not agree with everything here and there, but knowing that you're all moving in a good direction is why I love the start of every school year. Just brings new opportunities for all of us, and I'm ready to go. Maybe not tomorrow, like you said, but I'm ready to go.
Looking ahead in Loveland. So coming up, the Loveland Museum Center is having its biggest fundraiser, and it comes back August 13th through the 16th. The 4-day event will feature plenty of unique items and a bake sale, with all the proceeds supporting the Loveland Museum's mission to preserve Loveland's rich history. Especially important as we're celebrating Loveland's 150th this year. So make sure you check that out. Awesome museum center. I love that place, and this sale is pretty cool. So make sure you go. It's August 13th through 16th, and there's an article on Loveland Daily News to get more information. Just like to note that the opinions expressed in the podcast do not necessarily reflect those of our sponsors, our founders, or our editorial board.